All right, welcome to another deep dive with us. And today, we're tackling a thinker you might not know right off the bat, but we're going to get into it.
Yeah.
This is Al-Farabi.
Al-Farabi, that's right.
And he lived, I think, around 872 to 950 CE.
That's the time frame, yeah.
So way back, ancient.
Deep history.
Yeah. And, he's really well known for his work in metaphysics, which, just to put it simply, is kind of about like the fundamental nature of reality. Right?
Yeah, big questions,
Okay.
right? Like, what is existence? What is being? How do we understand those things?
Yeah.
That's kind of what Al-Farabi was grappling with.
Yeah. So today what we're going to do is try to unpack his project, which was really, really interesting. I mean, he was trying to reconstruct metaphysics as a science.
It's a real science.
Yeah.
Not just kind of like this abstract philosophical inquiry, but
Yeah.
really like a rigorous way of understanding the world.
Yeah, and he was doing that by kind of like going back to the ancients, like Aristotle.
Aristotle in particular, yeah.
And then like using those principles and applying it to issues that were super relevant in his own time in the Islamic world.
Exactly. He was trying to bridge that gap between these ancient traditions of thought and the pressing questions that were being debated in his own context.
Right, and it's so fascinating because we're going to look at his approach, how he understood like these super fundamental concepts like being and unity.
Which are still debated today.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
They're kind of timeless.
Timeless, yeah.
These are questions that, every generation of philosophers has to grapple with.
And then also how he built arguments for God as the first cause.
The uncaused cause,
Yeah.
the ultimate source of everything.
Yeah, and, for you, the learner who's listening to this, I think this is going to be really cool because, if you've ever wondered about just the foundation of knowledge itself, like, where does it come from?
How do we know what we know?
Yeah.
How do different disciplines approach these questions?
Yeah, like, how do we even know how to think about these big questions?
Right, and do we have the tools to actually get at the truth?
Yeah, and then also, like, what is relevant? How is this stuff that's like centuries old still relevant?
Yeah, I mean, can these ancient ideas actually offer insights that can, change the way we see the world today?
Yeah, and we're going to kind of wade through the complexity here and try to pull out those insights, those aha moments.
Make it digestible.
Make it digestible.
Yeah, without, losing any of that rigor of Al-Farabi's thought.
Absolutely.
And to guide our exploration, we're going to be really digging into this Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy's entry on Al-Farabi's metaphysics.
Yeah, it's super comprehensive.
Like a really great resource and gives us a kind of detailed look into this very complex and intricate work.
Yeah, so, okay, let's unpack this, right? So Al-Farabi, he had this vision.
This huge vision.
It wasn't just about metaphysics, right? It was.
Well, no, it was much broader than that. He had this grand project of reconstructing and revitalizing the sciences of the ancients.
Yeah.
He saw this as a kind of necessary project for his time.
And so metaphysics was like a key part of that.
It was central to his vision, yeah.
Yeah. And
so you didn't see this as some kind of
yeah, it wasn't abstract.
ivory tower pursuit, right? This was a real
This had implications.
Project of cultural and intellectual renewal.
Yeah, so he was going back to Aristotle, right? Especially in metaphysics.
Exactly.
Like engaging with that, trying to understand it, and then building on it.
He was interpreting, translating, but also really trying to understand the core insights and how they could be applied to a new context.
And this is where it gets really interesting because he wanted to use that, revive that ancient wisdom and bring it into conversation with all the stuff that was happening in his own time in, the Islamic world, in the religious sciences.
Exactly. And kalam, right?
Yeah.
Which is it's often translated as dialectical theology, but it's more than that, right? It's a whole tradition of.
Yeah. So it's debating, arguing,
debating, using logic and reason.
Yeah. And how did he, were those theological questions approached in a different way than philosophical inquiries?
That's a great question. And I think for Al-Farabi, there wasn't a hard and fast distinction there.
Yeah.
He saw a real continuity between philosophy and theology.
Yeah.
And he thought that, these theological questions, these questions about God, about creation, about revelation, they were all amenable to philosophical analysis.
Right. So he wasn't just accepting dogma, right? He was
really trying
he was using the tools of reason to try to understand those things.
So what were some of the big issues of the day? What were they debating?
Oh man, there were so many.
But some of the big ones were whether the world was created, like whether it had a beginning in time or
Yeah.
whether it was eternal.
Right.
That was a huge debate.
Yeah.
How to prove God's existence and what are the attributes of God.
Yeah, and how God causes things to happen.
Yeah, and how divine causality relates to, like, the causality that we see in the world around us.
Yeah.
So these were kind of like
Big
some
question.
fundamental questions of metaphysics.
Yeah, so, but he felt that a lot of these debates weren't getting anywhere, right?
He felt that they were off.
They were just kind of
stuck in this kind of dialectical back and forth where you could argue both sides, but you couldn't really arrive at any
definitive answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he saw this reconstructed metaphysics as a way to kind of like break out of that.
Yeah, so he thought if we go back and like really like learn from the ancients.
Learn their methods.
Yeah.
Learn the way that they reasoned.
Yeah, then we can get
past that, yeah. More definitive.
Yeah, and he specifically had like this idea of the demonstrative method.
Right. He drew on Aristotle's posterior analytics.
Yeah.
Which is basically a treatise on like how to construct
like
airtight logical argument.
Sound arguments,
based on first principles.
Yeah.
And so for Al-Farabi, this was like the gold standard of scientific reasoning. So, you know, he wasn't just interested in like
just arguing for the sake of it.
Right. He wanted to get to like the truth.
Yeah. So, and he was pretty confident.
Oh, yeah.
In his ability to do this.
Very confident.
Yeah. I mean, he claimed to be the first person in the Muslim world.
Right. He makes this bold claim that he was the first to truly master Aristotle's posterior analytics.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's saying something.
Yeah, it's a tough text.
Yeah, he's basically saying, like, I understand how to do this right.
Yeah, he's saying, I'm the first one who really gets it. And he extended that claim to the metaphysics itself.
Wow.
He said, you know, I'm the first one who's really understood this deeply enough to be able to...
Yeah, so he wasn't just saying, I read it. He was saying, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but he didn't just, like, copy Aristotle, right? He didn't write.
He wasn't, you know, an uncritical follower of Aristotle.
Yeah, he did.
He was a creative thinker in his own right.
Yeah, he wasn't just like, here's my version of the metaphysics.
Right, exactly. He didn't write a single systematic work on metaphysics like Aristotle did.
Yeah.
But he did engage with specific...
Yeah, he had, like, specific works. Yeah, like the Book of Letters and On the One in Unity.
Yeah, those are two key texts.
Yeah, and then some of the things in his bigger works, too, like Principles of the Opinions of the People of the Perfect City and On the Political Constitution.
Yeah, there are definitely connections there, too.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that he started with, like, thinking about the aim of metaphysics.
Yeah, like what is this science actually trying to achieve? What is its goal?
Yeah, like what's it trying to do?
What's the point of it?
Yeah, and
he was drawing on this idea from late antiquity that each of Aristotle's treatises was devoted to teaching a single science.
Yeah, so like there's a specific goal in mind.
Right.
Yeah.
And that each science has a kind of like a unifying aim.
Yeah.
Everything within that science relates back to that.
Yeah, it's not just a random collection of thoughts.
Right. It's not just like, oh, here's some random stuff about being.
Yeah.
There's
a reason.
Purpose.
Yeah, there's a purpose.
There's a telos, as Aristotle might say.
Yeah. So he was trying to figure out, like, what was Aristotle's intention?
Exactly. What was he really trying to do with the metaphysics?
Yeah.
And Al-Farabi thought that you couldn't really understand Aristotle unless you understood that.
Yeah.
You had to understand.
Yeah, you'd start there.
What the aim of the science was.
Yeah. And he thought that a lot of people were misreading Aristotle.
A lot of people, yeah.
They were just getting it wrong.
They were kind of like projecting their own ideas onto Aristotle.
So, like, what were they getting wrong?
Well, he thought that a lot of people were reading the metaphysics as primarily about theology, right?
Yeah.
About God.
Yeah.
About intelligence, about the soul.
Yeah. So they were seeing it as like a theological text.
Yeah, a primarily religious text.
Yeah.
And Al-Farabi's like, no.
That's not it.
That's not it.
Yeah.
Like most of the metaphysics is not about that.
Yeah, not explicitly anyway.
Right. There's one book, Book 12, Lambda, which is kind of the theological book.
Yeah.
But the rest of it's not really explicitly about.
Yeah. So what did he think it was about?
Well, he was grappling with this problem.
Yeah, that's been around for a while.
It's been around for a while, right?
Like, how to understand
Aristotle's own descriptions of.
Yeah, what is metaphysics even?
What is this science?
What is this thing?
He calls it wisdom or first philosophy.
Yeah.
But he gives these different descriptions of it, right?
Yeah.
He says it's the science of first causes.
Yeah.
He says it's the science of divine things.
Yeah.
He says it's the science of being as such.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to reconcile those.
Yeah, it's like, which one is it?
Yeah.
Or is it all of them?
Yeah.
And how do those things fit together?
Yeah.
And so Al-Farabi was trying to kind of like
make sense of it.
Make sense of it.
Yeah.
And figure out, like, how does what Aristotle actually does in the metaphysics,
yeah,
how does that relate to these different descriptions of the science?
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so now, like, having kind of established how he's understanding metaphysics,
Yeah.
let's look at his own
contribution,
Yeah.
his own take on it.
Yeah, so like his own ontology.
Yeah. What is being?
Yeah, and so he has these works like the Book of Letters and On the One and Unity, and just the title of the Book of Letters itself is interesting.
It's intriguing, yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you call it that?
Yeah.
And it seems like he's kind of...
Well, because he was referring to Aristotle's Metaphysics.
Right, he uses that same title when he's talking
Yeah,
about
and like in Arabic, they were using letters to refer to
the different books.
Yeah, so like...
So it's Kitab al-Shruf, the Book of Letters. But
al-Ruf also means something else.
it has another meaning.
Yeah.
It also means, like, grammatical particles.
Right, so like prepositions, conjunctions.
Yeah, all those little words
Yeah.
that don't decline like nouns or conjugate like verbs.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that...
Parts 1 and 3 of Al-Farabi's Book of Letters
Yeah.
are organized around
different terms.
the different meanings of a series of terms.
Yeah.
And a lot of those terms are grammatical particles.
Right, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like, why would you...
Why would you do that?
Why would you do that? Why are you so focused on these little words?
Yeah, and I think that speaks to...
I think it's a real insight
Yeah.
on Al-Farabi's part, because he's recognizing that even these tiny parts of language,
Yeah.
these grammatical particles, they can reveal
Deep truths.
deep truths
Yeah.
about how we think about reality and also
Yeah.
about
Potential problem.
potential sources of philosophical confusion.
Yeah, so he's not looking at language as just like a neutral tool.
No.
He's like...
He's seeing it as
shapes.
deeply intertwined
Yeah.
with our understanding of the world.
Yeah. And that's something we still see today.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like how we frame questions.
Yeah, the very words that we use
How we define terms.
can deeply influence
Yeah.
how we think about things,
Absolutely.
how we solve problems, how we...
Like, you can't escape language.
Yeah, it's not just a tool that we use. It's like
It shapes our thinking.
it shapes the way we think.
So, I mean, how did he connect these two senses of Kitab al-Aruf?
Yeah, so like how can this book be about
Yeah, how can it be both?
like filling the role of Aristotle's metaphysics and also be about,
The meaning of these little words.
yeah, about the meanings of grammatical particles.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think the key to understanding that is to look at the overall project of the Book of Letters.
Yeah.
So part 2 of the book is generally considered to be like the programmatic section.
So it's like an outline.
Yeah, it's like the outline of,
With a whole treatise.
yeah, of the whole approach.
Yeah.
And in that section, Al-Farabi seems to be arguing implicitly that these lexical analyses
Yeah.
that he does in parts 1 and 3,
Yeah.
where he's like really meticulously examining the different meanings of terms,
Yeah.
including these grammatical particles,
Yeah.
that actually contributes
Yeah.
to our understanding of fundamental metaphysical concepts.
So, like, by looking at...
By looking at language carefully,
Yeah.
we can actually gain insights into
The nature of reality.
the nature of being.
Yeah, and he was looking at, like, different ways that terms can be used, right?
Yeah, he was analyzing how terms can have
Like, even Aristotle's categories.
different meanings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was really interested
And
in...
different interrogative particles.
Yeah, like the words that we use.
Ask questions.
Ask questions in a philosophical inquiry.
And he was really, really worried about, like, misunderstandings.
Misunderstandings.
Yeah.
Especially in translation.
Especially in translation, yeah.
So he was thinking about
Greek into Arabic.
how Greek was translated into Arabic
Yeah.
and how those different languages
Yeah,
might have...
how those differences
Okay,
can lead to misunderstandings.
of carving up reality.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it's not just about, like, word for word.
No.
It's about, like, the underlying...
Concepts,
Yeah.
the way that language is structured.
Yeah. So were there any, like, counter arguments to this? Like, did other scholars disagree with him about,
Sure there were.
like, this approach or his interpretation?
I'm sure there were debates. I mean, the Stanford Encyclopedia doesn't detail specific counter arguments.
Yeah.
But you know, this was a pretty novel approach.
Yeah.
And anytime you have someone proposing a new way of understanding fundamental concepts like this, you're going to have people
they're going to be reactions.
Who have different reactions.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there were disagreements about his specific interpretations of certain terms.
Yeah.
But I think the overall idea that language is really important for metaphysics, that was probably something that a lot of people agreed with.
Yeah. So he was worried about, like, the grammar itself.
Yeah, not just about
being misleading.
Like lexical ambiguities where the same word can have different meanings.
Yeah.
But about the actual
like grammatical structure.
Grammatical form of a term.
Yeah.
Misleadingly suggesting something about its logical form.
Yeah.
He thought that this had led to some serious philosophical errors.
Right. So he was really, really worried about that.
Yeah. And he thought that the translation process could exacerbate those issues.
Right. Yeah.
So, for example,
he gives an example.
He talks about the word for being.
Yeah.
So in Greek, the word for being is estin.
Yeah.
And Al-Farabi says that this word is non-chironymous.
Oh, okay. So that means...
Which means that it doesn't grammatically imply the presence of some kind of, like...
Like beingness.
Beingness, yeah.
Like that's not...
It's not suggesting that being is a property or an attribute. Yeah. It's just like a fundamental...
It is.
Yeah, it just is.
But then in Arabic, the word for being is...
Majud. Which means, like...
Which literally means found.
Yeah, so like... If you
participle.
Say something's reddish.
Right, exactly. It implies a kind of like it's derived quality.
Yeah, so he was worried that the Arabic translation was suggesting...
that being is a property.
Yeah, that it's...
That inheres in something.
Yeah.
Rather than being something fundamental.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he thought that that could lead to errors.
To serious errors.
Yeah, like people thinking that.
Yeah, like that being is an accident.
Yeah.
That it's something that inheres in a substance.
Yeah. So he was really...
Rather than being fundamental to the substance itself.
Yeah. So he was really like concerned about those little distinctions.
Yeah. And this is where his idea of like an ideal logical language comes in.
Yeah.
He thought that...
Yeah. So he had this idea...
In an ideal language...
Yeah.
The grammatical form of a term...
Would
perfectly reflect.
Its logical form.
Yeah, its logical structure.
Yeah, so there wouldn't be any of these...
mismatches.
Yeah.
That could lead to confusion.
Yeah, and he kind of saw his reconstruction of Greek...
As like a step...
As like...
Towards that ideal language.
Yeah.
So he's not saying that Greek is perfect, but he's saying...
That it's
closer to this ideal...
Than Arabic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's trying to use Greek to kind of... refine Arabic and create a language that's more
precise,
logically precise.
Yeah, that's really cool. So
these grammatical details were really important to him
for understanding
metaphysics.
And then he even like looked at the Greek copula estin as a particle.
Yeah, that was crucial for his logical reconstruction. He wanted to distinguish it from
verbs,
yeah, and paronymus nouns.
Okay,
because he thought that those other grammatical categories.
Yeah, they're suggesting things.
They were suggesting things.
Aren't true.
About being...
Yeah.
Yeah, and he also delved into, like, the different nuances of majud and wujud in Arabic.
Yeah.
Wujud meaning, like, existence.
Yeah, so he was really...
And he was pointing out how, like...
Trying to be precise with these terms.
Yeah, the paronymus form of majud could lead to metaphysical errors.
Yeah, and that kind of analysis then fed into his
understanding of being.
Yeah, of like being and existence.
Right, so he distinguished
he had the
at least two fundamental senses of being.
Yeah.
So first, being is the true.
Okay.
Which is the kind of correspondence between a thought in the mind and reality outside the mind.
Okay.
And then second, being as what is circumscribed by aquiddity.
Okay.
Or an essence.
Like outside the soul.
Outside the soul, yeah.
Okay, so...
But aquiddity or essence.
Yeah.
He means...
Yeah,
like
what is that?
The fundamental what it isness of a thing.
Yeah, like what makes a table a table?
Yeah, exactly. What makes a human a human?
Yeah, yeah. So he's saying like those are two different senses.
Yeah, and he argues that
of being
only by conflating those two senses could you arrive at the belief that existence is independent of the mind.
Okay.
And extrinsic to the essence of a thing.
Right.
So he's saying like...
Existence isn't just like...
Existence isn't... It's not like this thing that's just like floating around out there.
It's connected to...
It's connected to...
Mind and to essence.
To our minds and to the essences of things?
Yeah. Okay. So that's That's an interesting distinction.
It is.
And then he connects
He
those.
connects those different senses of being
Yeah.
to the ways that
Different disciplines.
three disciplines.
Yeah, think about being.
Yeah, investigate being.
Yeah, so like dialectic and demonstrative science
Yeah.
and how they're
And how they approach.
trying to answer these questions of
Yeah, the question of like.
what's X is.
Yeah, and what X is.
Yeah.
So he's really trying to map out like how these different
ways of thinking.
of thinking about being.
Yeah, relate to each other.
Yeah, and how they relate to these different senses of the term.
Yeah, that's cool. And then
Yeah, and he also makes this point that
Yeah.
being as having equidity
yeah.
is not univocal,
Okay, so that means
which means that it doesn't apply in the same way
yeah.
to all things.
Yeah, okay.
So, for example,
So, like-
substances have a primary claim
Okay, so
to this kind of being,
the table is more of a being.
has a stronger claim to being
Yeah.
than
Redness. Yeah.
or,
Yeah.
the quality of being tall.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so and then how does on the one in unity fit into this list?
So, on the one in unity is really interesting
Yeah.
because it explores these different senses
Yeah.
of one and unity
Yeah, and how they relate to
and their relationship to many.
yeah, to manyness.
Yeah, and it seems like in this text,
Yeah.
Al-Farabi is specifically addressing the views of Al-Kindi,
Okay.
who had argued
Yeah.
that only God is truly one.
Oh, okay, so Al-Farabi disagreed with that.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He thought that
Yeah.
that was too restrictive.
So what was he saying instead?
Well, he was saying that
Yeah.
unity is actually coextensive with being,
Okay, so that means
which means that wherever you have being,
you also have unity.
you have unity,
Okay.
and vice versa.
Okay, so
So he thought that both one and being
can be said of
could be truly and properly said
Yeah.
of many things, essentially.